Oh boy, do I have an amazing battle for you guys today when we go ahead and take a look at another battle replay from the multiplayer head-to-head that me and Republica Play are currently doing over on Twitch TV every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 PM GMT, so make sure you go ahead and tune in for them. This was taken from Tuesday's live stream, and oh my god, it was one hell of a battle. And it's also kind of cool because, you know, you guys see a lot of replays from my point of view, so it's going to be great to see one from Darren's point of view because I actually forgot to save this one, so Darren sent it to me. So we're going to be looking at it from the Mauryan point of view, aka the Indians, and we'll be seeing what Darren kind of went through and what he could see, as we are using the latest patch as well for Divide et Impera, which you can get on TWC, which basically goes ahead and adds in a whole wealth of new changes, battle changes, but one of the most important ones is that it goes ahead and makes it so that you can't stretch out units anymore like really thin. This is probably as wide as this hoplite unit can go. It has to be, you know, 7 or 8 ranks deep, which I think is really cool. Adds a lot of flavor to the game. It kind of gives more weight to numbers, and it also goes ahead and makes it so that, you know, these really professional armies can get quite easily outflanked. They can't just form a really thin line of elite troops anymore. That will just simply, you know, be, you know, smashed apart now, which is, I think, a really cool thing. So this battle was Darren trying to take on a Parthian town. I'm playing as the Parthians, obviously. If you don't know, in these multiplayer battles, if we play a battle, I get to control the AI. So it's a really cool way to make the campaign just so much more interesting. It really makes these conquests a lot harder because, you know, Darren has to put up with fighting the AI rather than just, you know, fighting me, sorry, rather than just the AI who would be a pushover. So it makes these battles really interesting. So as we can see, Darren is bringing a pretty mighty host to the battle. He has some of his Mauryan swordsmen right here. You know, these guys aren't the best in the world, but they'll get the job done. They're light infantry, they're fast, there's a lot of them. They'll do an okay job. He has these really good bowmen. These bowmen, I think, could be the best bowmen in the game, at least range-wise. They have, like, ridiculous range. They're very deadly. He also has some of his more newly reformed units as well. Not these guys. Oh, these guys, no, these guys definitely aren't. Yeah, he has also got these kind of Hellenic troops, Indo-Hellenic, which are kind of cool. They're like a mix of Greek hoplites and, you know, Indian infantry, which is kind of awesome to see them being added to the battle as well. And then he has some pretty deadly elephants, and elephants have received a pretty nice buff in the most recent patch as well. And in another battle we fight, which will be coming on the channel probably sometime next week, these guys do a pretty dirty job. And also that battle, which I won't spoil it for you guys, is amazing. So I did say, I'm pretty sure I said, that this battle is for a Parthian town as Darren tries to quickly smash out. He's basically defeated everyone in his original area. I mean, we are at 100 and something turns in at the moment, so, you know, he was having a hard time at the beginning, but now he's really started to get the, you know, the war furnace going, and he's, you know, ready to conquer hopefully his surroundings, as Bactria is basically defeated, and now he's just finishing off Parthia right here as well. However, I am defending this Parthian settlement with a fairly nice army. Not necessarily the best defensive army, but a very interesting one nonetheless. I basically have an entire army of elite shock cavalry and horse archers, which is beyond amazing, when I can just try and harass Darren as much as possible as he tries to go into this town. Because as I keep on saying in every one of these replays, it's not necessarily always about winning these battles. You know, in Divide et Impera, you have to worry about population. Every single man on this battlefield right now comes from a city, and every time you replenish a soldier, it takes away stuff from that city. You know, there's a finite amount of population. It takes time to replenish. Over time, it takes time to kind of bring back replenishment back to the population to then recruit soldiers. So it's not necessarily about winning these battles, even though winning this battle would be huge, because this would give the Parthians the upper hand. It would also put Darren back ages, and that's what I'm trying to do, as you see some of my Parthian horse archers coming into vision right now. So these are like the hybrid unit. They're like a bow cavalry with a really good shock infantry as well. Very cool. And as you can see as well on the map, the line of sight has also been changed for the better, in my opinion. You know, look at these guys just slowly coming into vision right now. It really puts emphasis on light infantry, and it also puts a lot of emphasis on scouting your opponent, because anything could be hiding. And this is really awesome. You know, if you can look at the map, this is all Darren can see. which also is very interesting because I didn't know that this is all Darren could see. I assumed he'd be able to see me a lot further back, but he couldn't. So I'm going to advance forward with my horse archers. I have about 8 horse archers, I think. I'm basically just going to be trying to harass him. I've got a garrison force in the city, which obviously you guys can't see right now. And let me tell you, the garrison force is utter trash. I managed to convince Darren, though, that I had phalanx. Now, phalanx garrisons are really good. The Egyptians have it, and as you guys will see in the next replay when I'm fighting the Egyptians, they're very, very difficult to grind down and take out. However, you know, I managed to kind of, Darren was like, do you have phalanx? And I was like, I don't know, you'll have to find out. And I kind of think I managed to convince him that I did without telling him I did. So that kind of made him a little bit more cautious of my garrison troops. When in reality, they are utter trash. They will get ripped apart by pretty much anything Darren has to throw at them. So realistically, I'm surprised Darren didn't, like, this is one of the big, I think, like, differences. Darren decided to go into this open field to invade the city from multiple angles because, again, I think he thought I had phalanx on my garrison. So if he was to, for example, come down this one route, I'd basically be able to hold him here in phalanx very, very effectively. So he decided that, oh yeah, because of that, I will try and attack here and come through all these multiple streets, which is very, very sensible, you know, of course. And obviously he had to form up over here. He couldn't form up like here, mainly because his reinforcements were coming on, and I had a full cavalry army. He didn't know where they were coming from. So it made a lot of sense that he had to go ahead and, you know, like combine over here, move around here and attack the city from multiple directions. Whereas I think if he knew that my garrison was as crap as it was, he would have just pushed up this hill right here, which has a really, really small path, and just piled down here into the city and overwhelm the defenders and win the day. Also using this great overlook right here to hammer my defenders down there. But because, you know, that kind of little bit of deception, you know, I didn't lie to him. I was just like, I don't know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I think that kind of encouraged him to go into this big open space to attack the city from multiple directions. And that really comes, you know, pretty big into these campaigns. And that's why I love doing them so much. Because there's small things like this which change up your strategy and completely change the battle. I'll tell you now, this battle went from being, you know, probably very much in favor of Darren to being an extremely close battle. I mean, as you can see, the timer as well is ticking down. There's only 30 minutes or so, you know, I think there's around about 40 minutes overall in these battle timers. We've already been playing for a while as well. So yeah, it's just extremely interesting. And as you can see, I'm basically just harassing, trying to pick off a few units in the back here. I do want to stay away from Darren's archers though. And I think one of the most important things for Darren is just to keep on moving. He's committed to this strategy right now, and he just needs to make his way into the city. Because as soon as he gets into a close spot where he can use his pikes or his phalanxes and his other units, he'll be in a much better situation. But right now, you know, who fights the Parthians in the open field, Ned? Parthian army in the open field, Ned? God damn it. Who would do such a thing? You know, that's exactly what I want as a Parthian cavalry player. I want these guys to be held up. And also, if you are completely new to this series, I will mention this as well, because just in case there's a little bit of confusion there, I'm playing as Macedon, and Darren is obviously playing as the Morians. So in this battle, I played as Parthia, but my actual faction in the campaign is going to be Macedon. And if you want to see how that's doing, again, come over on Twitch. We're doing some pretty big things. We're fighting Egypt right now, which is no minor war. So as I said, I'm just trying to harass this as much as possible. I end up getting a little bit too close here. I do go to my my circle, my Catavian circle, whatever it's called. However, I do get pretty hammered, and I kind of quickly realize that this probably is not worth it. The archers are just, you know, Darren's archers are really effective. And even in this circle, I'm going to take casualties, whereas if I just sit back, I can basically avoid any missile fire without too many issues. I mean, it does look cool nonetheless. Also, because of a line of sight as well, I have an entire cavalry force hiding right behind this mountain. So Darren can't actually see. I've got like 7 horses here. I'm going to wait for him to come into this open field and then pounce from every single direction. It should hopefully be pretty deadly. So as you can see, yeah, I'm just like losing horses here. You know, it's 1 or 2, you know, and it's just, it was kind of a misplay by my part. And again, because, you know, me and Darren are quite immersive players as well, we don't like to abuse the game. I do use these horse archers a little bit more liberally than I would normally. You know, if I was playing as Parthia, then I would be going ham with these horse archers. But because you know, Parthia isn't my actual faction on the campaign map, and, you know, me and Darren like to play. We don't like to cheese the game or abuse anything. You know, you're going to see me, I kind of do make a few more, like, charges. I charge into his ranks and stuff, and instead of just running away immediately, I leave him in there and stuff. There's a few, not like massively. I do use this horse archer army as if I am, you know, using the army, but I don't, like, abuse it. I feel like I play it quite standardly, and, you know, because it's just no fun, right? This is a really ratty army that neither me and Darren would ever build in our entire lifetime playing this game. So I didn't want to just, you know, abuse it to no end just to be like, yeah, fuck you, Darren, I'm gonna win this battle. So, you know, I feel like I use it quite, you know, realistically. I use my ammunition on most of these units. I think half of my horse archers had some shots left, but not really anything massively. And I commit to a big assault, which you guys will see in a second, like a big assault on every single front. You know, I kind of like to imagine if I'm actually the commander and chief of the army, and I'm like, I seize an opportunity, and it's just like, go, go, go. So here we go. Darren is about to come into the city. He's moving up his forces. However, this is where my trap will be sprung. You guys will see the Rohirrim appear on the hill. And also, this is one of Darren's generals as well. He has 2 armies, and this is one of the generals. Maybe it's not. No, it's not actually. This is just another unit, but this is one of the mercenary units. Very, very expensive. Come on, just appear in the rear. I just want to see them come into view, because I've got like 7 horses over there. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm bringing my horse archers close to try and, you know, scare him off as much as possible. I want Darren's attention to be over here rather than here. And here we go. The Rohirrim have arrived. Theoden stands alone no longer. So I'm going to be just trying to kill these guys. I didn't really want to fight them, so I'm just bringing up my skirmishers. And I also can't believe Darren couldn't see until, like, because I was over the hill for quite a while yet. But I'm just going to charge these guys. I also really want to kill these elephants, because the elephants are expensive. So if I can kill them, that's, again, a costly thing that Darren has to try and, you know, amend in his campaign. And all of his Jav Cav as well will hopefully take them out fairly quickly. However, again, this is in the latest patch, I believe, and these elephants are fairly tanky. They're taking a lot more volleys. Darren's going to be bringing his generals over, and all this time, I'm also harassing his archers. I actually get a kind of disappointing charge on some of his archers over here. I'm going to be coming in again, just trying to harass him on every single side, you know, trying to, you know, just push Darren to his limits of his micro. It's much easier for me. I'm just controlling a bunch of horses. However, Darren's having to worry about his archers, his spearmen, his swordsmen, his own cavalry, his generals, his elephants. There's so much more micro on Darren's point of view, because I'm coming in from every single angle and just harassing him. You know, he has to really, really worry. I also see Darren does commit his general here, and oh baby, you guys know I love to kill a good general. If I see one of Darren's generals, then hell yes, I'm going to go all out to kill it. And there we go. We get the elite cataphracts of Parthia coming in and completely surrounding that general. Elite shock cavalry. Going to be doing so much damage. Another unit coming in as well. These elephants, though, are still causing me a bit of an issue. They are rampaging, but they, you know, that volley finally did bring them down. And there we go. We completely routed or surrounded that general with some javelin fire as well. That'll be very, very good. Over on the other side as well, I committed to that charge. I did lose a ton of horses there in that charge, and that's kind of one of the things where maybe I, you know, if I was playing like 100, if I was in a tournament or something, I would have just, you know, retreated that back a long time ago. But again, we tried to kill some men, you know, probably didn't work as effectively. You know, we've got some javelins over here as well, archers, and, you know, that was okay. But this is the main engagement right now. I've managed to surround, and I'm hopefully, yeah, there we go. I've managed to capture the general. However, he is not done yet. He's actually, I believe, going to escape this engagement. And I think it was mainly down to this was actually my fault that the general managed to escape out of this. I think we'll keep an eye on this, because I know this general does come back somewhere. I just don't know how. I think maybe I retreat my cavalry. I think maybe I retreat my cavalry because I'm getting shot to pieces here, and the general actually survives this battle. I'm also bringing up some more of my javelin cav. These are actually archers. Oh, cool. I did not know that. I thought these were jav cav. I guess not. Some of them are bowmen. That's really weird. Like, that's like a hybrid javelin / archer unit. Oh, no, maybe just... Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to basically pinning away, picking out these archers. Perfect unit here for me to kill right now. Unit of axemen. I'll be more than happy to take that out. Okay, actually, so Darren does actually save him. There's 25 units left, and this general unit, I think, comes back from routing in this battle. So we'll keep an eye on him, because, again, me and Darren were both quite curious about that. I'm going to be going in for another assault, just trying to pin away at the archers as best I can. I am charging onto spearmen, which obviously is not the best thing in the world. However, we still want to try and come in and do some damage to these archers. Again, that's quite a valuable unit Darren has. I believe the Indian bowmen, the long bowmen ones, I don't know if I can find them anywhere. They have amazing range. Oh, they're up here, maybe? I don't actually know. The guys with the huge longbows, I said, who are the best archers in the game. Could possibly be. I think these guys... No, they're javelins. Yeah, I don't know where he put them. They'll be somewhere. Oh, these guys. Yeah, these guys come from the noble class. And again, there's not a lot of them in the population to really draw from. So, you know, killing these guys is very valuable. Does the general survive? Yes, if the general comes back from routing with 25 men after that. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It was unfortunate on my part that I couldn't finish him off because the general is actually still alive. You can see he's going to be popping off certain buffs. Again, I'm going to be harassing around, just trying to hammer, use my horse archers. But I've mainly lost. I lost the entire horse engagement right here. You know, I was just like, we'll leave him in, whatever. You know, it's not that serious. You know, at the end of the day, me and Darren are both playing for fun. I don't have to ridiculously try hard in that battle. And yeah, I'm still, you know, doing, I think, more of an admirable job with this army right now. Harassing him, shooting him. I'm already causing him a lot of issues. And already, I've done a lot of damage to him. I've killed his cavalry. I've killed most of his, you know, I've killed a lot of infantry and axemen out here. I mean, look at this right now. Just a spring of death. I've killed his elephants. His archers are running low. You know, he's got men over here who are also suffering. And all this time, I haven't even, you know, my garrison force is just sitting in the city. And I think one of the things I could have done is brought out my garrison force a lot early. Because I think I have 4 units of Parthian archers, which aren't great, but they're decent. And if I would have had archers piling in, like imagine if I would have had archers on this overlook right now, shooting down on his Mauryan army. That would have been so nice for me. It really, really would. I still have a unit of Califrax left as well, which is great news. So these guys are still going to be great shock infantry. We're trying to throw them in quite effectively to do some more damage to Darren's lines. And again, the timer is slowly running out. You can see there's only 21 minutes left of this battle. And as I said, it goes down to the wire like that Macedonian battle. So again, like, Darren's running out of time. He's got to be a little bit quicker. And okay, if I finally decide to push forward some of my infantry now, I think I'm going to bring out my archers to start harassing this because I finally realized, oh crap, maybe my archers should be here to start shooting. And then Darren also realizes, crap, the time is starting to run out. I think I need to start moving into the city to try, you know, try and claim it quickly before, you know, I get picked away. But this entire time, I still have this huge threat. Again, if we look at the battle itself, we can see this massive threat right now coming in, you know. You got archers everywhere, horse archers, you know, Califrax coming in. I think I also have a unit of Califrax over on this side as well, maybe. Yes, I do indeed. So, yeah, I have a lot of heavy shock cavalry still left remaining. Again, Darren's in a pretty tricky situation. But, yeah, here we go. My garrison is coming into view, and these guys are just, they're just not very good. You know, if Darren gets some of his decent infantry in, or just even okay infantry in, these guys will dissipate kind of quickly. They look better than they are, and if they could form phalanx, they would actually be good. But because they can't, you know, they're kind of a pushover. I think the strength of this garrison is definitely these archers. These archers are actually pretty decent. They can output some good damage. I'm going to bring them as far forward as I can to basically just start harassing him. And here we go. I see Darren on the move, and I'm going to be coming in from every single direction right now. Again, because look at all these archers so, you know, undefended right now. And I'm getting such a good cavalry charge, just smashing into their ranks. That was really, really nice into some bare archers. However, so much missiles fire is going to be coming in. But again, I'm going to be coming around my flank. Again, hitting Darren's javelin men right there. I've got my other shock cavalry coming in as well, trying to scare off a lot of his forces. All my archers are now shooting as well. And as you can see, look at this big old morale debuff Darren is currently getting. So many of his men are shaken right now, so scared to come in. I'm using these archers as well to harass the front line, getting my men across onto these elite noble bowmen. This is such a good hit for me. Every single one of these bowmen I can kill will just be catastrophic for Darren, because as I said, there's only like 500-600 people elite class in most of the populations, and I commit a lot of my cavalry here. And I think this is where I decide in the battle that this is where this will make or break this battle. I see a mass rout coming in. Even his spearmen are starting to break as well. So I feel like this is where I'm going to try and break Darren's entire force. He also commits a few men over here as well, which I'm going to be harassing with my missiles. You can see my archers just coming down, hitting these guys kind of effectively with my spearmen holding the front line. More cavalry coming in. I'm looking to break these guys. If I can break this entire army here, then it is over. And look at this. There's so much red on his army morale. It's so close to just completely dissipating. And then his back line as well over here is very close. I'm going to be rear charging that. I'm just looking to go ahead and deal the killing blow right now. I also want to, take care of his cavalry as well. I realize, oh, I'd love to get a rear charge into these guys. Even though I'm kind of a bit vulnerable, 2v1. All my archers are now shooting on this front line as well. And Darren, just look at this routing right now. If only I had a few more cavalry around here. Oh, baby. These guys could have come in right now and finished the job. Yeah, oh wow. I guess this cavalry was a little bit scary, and I think I tried to bring these guys around, but Darren's protecting these missiles as best as he can, and I'm starting to run out of horses. My cavalry itself is a little bit low, and the infantry here is coming off. A lot of javelins coming in, but I'm more than happy for him to waste his javelins on this rather than my horses. These poor dudes right now are just getting absolutely peppered by his javelins. My archers, though, are doing a great job at harassing these missiles, bringing them down, and I'm just trying to come in now. I've managed to surround this one unit right now, and I think this one's going to be going deep into the enemy ranks. Again, look at this. Darren's army is just falling apart. I'm going to be getting this cavalry in. However, I think Darren's going to be able to cut me off, and I think I decided to try and run away right there. I run away. I think I managed to get out a few horses, but Darren is going to chase me down here, which isn't effective. And that all-or-nothing play, I managed to kill a lot of men, or at least rout a lot, but it just wasn't enough. I went all in for that, and I just could not get the killing blow. It was extremely close to finishing him off. However, Darren now has to worry about time. It's not as if, the timer isn't running this entire time, so Darren has to be a little bit quick about it, and he doesn't really have a large amount of quality left, I've managed to kill out a lot of his, hoplites and stuff. I shot them, his axemen. I killed a ton of them. Them axemen from Bactria are extremely deadly. And I still have this threat of some horses as well, I'm trying to fall back now that the archers are hammering me. I'm trying to fall back, and I still have, I don't have as much, but I have, one, two, I have a fair amount of horses still left remaining. And as I said, Darren still has to break through this formation here. Again, he's using a lot of his javelins on this front line, which I'm happy about. And all the time, I'm also hammering his line as well with my own archers. And as I said, these guys are fairly effective. They'll do the deadly shots, and they'll kill quite a few of Darren's infantry. Again, coming in for another charge, seeing that, Darren is just trying to rush his men in. And then look at that. Look at this big rout coming in, the second charge. Just smashing the mass rout is just occurring. I'm not having to do anything right now in this battle. And let's look at that. Oh my god, the mass rout. Look at this, 5 units going down. This is where we make our stand. If I can rout all these spearmen by just frontally charging them, it's going to be over for Darren again coming in there and routing more spearmen. Is this it right now? Darren only has this amount of men. I'm throwing in my fire arrows as well, looking just to cause such a big rout, and it is looking extremely dire for Darren right now. This is his main army. This is his Raj here. This has his his best troops here, and he is just getting cut apart right now. He's coming in with more spearmen here. I'm going to be trying to rear charge and finish off this big blob of infantry, because look at that. So many men are just routing from the field of battle. I'm firing fire arrows here as well to try and rout these guys. I've got more cavalry coming in, just trying to surround them, and if I can rout this big blob, it is over. More and more of the men are routing. The balance of power is looking extremely good for me, and more of the men, just more cavalry coming in, the fire arrows as well. Darren really does not have much left remaining on the field. More and more men are routing in this battle, and what should have been such an easy victory for Darren is quickly turning, and not looking good whatsoever. I've got so many arrows flying into the back of these Mauryan archers. And as I said, this is not great for Darren. Some of these dudes can still come back from routing. That is very, very true. So all is not lost, but it's not looking great. It is definitely not looking great. More of the cavalry coming down. I think I pull out these horses as well to maybe try and rear charge something else. Yeah, you have a unit of fairly decent medium spearmen right here, which I think I'm going to try and rear charge into the back and take them out. More of my archers are also shooting. He does have men coming back from routing, which is going to be pretty big in this battle. And also, a lot of these archers, in quotation marks, aren't actually archers, they're like javelins. So I think they wield a spear. So they're going to be kind of effective against cavalry. There's another unit of spearmen coming in as well. He has his cavalry unit here. Yeah, he has a cavalry unit here, which is actually pretty decent. It's not great, but it's not bad. Yeah, it's medium melee cavalry, so they'll be faring pretty well in that. He's bringing back more dudes over here. I did manage to kill, though, another unit of archers right here, or at least I'm trying to, or javelins again. So again, like, look at these. These aren't actually like archers, even though it looks like they are. They're light infantry, but they're not actually that light. They've got decent armor on. They're wielding a fairly decent spear as well. And as I mentioned, my Parthian garrison is awful. It really is. It will just get destroyed. But here we go. Darren looks like, with his reinforcements coming back, Darren looks like, after how close that was to Darren routing, he's actually managed to bring it under control. He's managed to rally the men somehow. And now, you know, like now, he's kind of got the upper hand somewhat. Not really, because I've still got this entire garrison force left remaining. And Darren's time is ticking down. You can see there's only 12.5 minutes left. However, he's managed to kill the cavalry. So from what looked like was going to be a mass rout across the entirety of the battlefield, a Memorian army being completely broken, Darren managed to switch it around with this unit. And I think it was all down to this one unit of cavalry holding the line. You know, it's a heavy melee cavalry. I assume it's a mercenary one, or it was from, you know, one of the Bactrian cities. But it held its own very, very nicely, and it managed to rally around. Again, also, you know, these are javelins, so it's when I was fighting the archers here and you were expecting them to rout, it wasn't just light infantry, you know, it wasn't just archers, it was actually javelins who are pretty decent. So now Darren has a decision. What does he do here? Does he go all in on this battle, or does he decide to retreat this army and just kind of lick his losses? Because again, I think at this point he still thinks I have phalanx in the battle, which again is just, I mean, I didn't lie to him. I just said maybe I do, maybe I don't. I think I actually said that in a previous battle we did as well, and it's kind of come over to this one. So Darren is going to commit his army, trying to break off. Again, I'm going to be using my archers. I still have some ammunition left, but I'm running extremely low. I'm also hoping that Darren doesn't have any javelins left on these guys, and I don't think he does at this point. I think he is javelined out, which is pretty nice for me. But, you know, he still does these pelters, which are fairly okay, you know, compared against my men. And he has some more spear infantry. Luckily for me, he has no real good shock infantry, which Amorians are so good. And he's going to be charging him. But again, like, it's just like, my spearmen just suck so much. They really, really do. My spearmen are just not good. So I don't think I'm going to be able to kill much of Darren's force here, but my goal is simply just to hold. If I can hold Darren here for another 10 or so minutes, I think it's 9 minutes at this point, I can wait out the timer and win the day. Because again, one of the things in Divided Impera is not a ton of units die in the actual engagement. It's about routing your opponent, and then when they're routed, that's when you cut them down. But because, you know, this battle has been so fast, and I'm not looking just to cut down Darren's men as they're running away, because it's just a bit ratty when I'm not playing his Parthia. You know, both sides still have a fair amount of men still left remaining who have just simply routed from the field of battle. So because of that, you know, whoever wins this battle kind of gets the upper hand, because they get a lot more of their routed men back. There you go. Darren is just going to try and break this down. I do have one unit of good men. These guys are like the only saving grace I have. There's like an axe infantry, which are pretty effective. You can see I'm going to be dragging them forward to the front lines as much as I can, trying to use them as effectively as I can. Also, that just looks very, very nice. We'll take a screenshot right there. Oh, God damn, I need to change that button. I say that every single time. So as you can see, Darren's going to be trying to attack me from multiple directions, which is the smartest decision he could make right now. Because by attacking from multiple sides, you know, my infantry will just break. This is Parthian militia right here. These guys are even worse than the dudes we just looked at. They suck. They're basically just a farmer given a spear. He also has a unit of cavalry left as well. And yeah, as we said, this cavalry has been so good for him so far. Realistically, maybe I should have been trying to shoot this, but I wanted to try and cause a mass rout right here. You can see a few of his men are already shaken. He also actually has a good unit of his Indo-Hellenic hoplites as well left, which was huge. The fact that this unit is still left remaining is goddamn massive, because I don't really have a way of killing this. And I think I've run out of ammunition on most of my archers at this point in the battle as well. So I don't really have a great way of killing this phalanx. My best way would be to break my way through all of this infantry and envelop him. I think at some point in the battle I decided to commit my axemen over there as well. But yeah, I have no ammunition left. And the timer is ticking down, you know. There is not that much longer left in this battle. And I only have to hold for another 6 or 7 minutes until the timer runs out and the Parthians win through timer. So not only is this battle like super deadly with the explosive battle out there. I mean, look at that battle. It's also going down to the wire timer-wise, you know. This entire engagement just delayed his forces so much, and you know, it's amazing that he's still standing. I mean, if you guys watching that probably thought that Darren was done when that mass rout was coming in, but he managed just to rekindle a couple good spear infantry that could just stay alive. And I feel like as well, you know, Darren did a great job of just rallying the men, bringing them back, and then going in for his big push. Not attacking with this bolt quite yet, though, was maybe a misplay because, again, like I think he just overestimates the Parthian garrison massively. The only reason this kind of is holding is solely down to the fact that I have these heavy melee infantry right here. The fact that they're still fighting is really my only saving grace. And he's also actually got some archers left remaining as well, which is pretty deadly. But I mean, what a battle this has been, guys. And that's one of the reasons you need to come in and watch these head-to-heads, because they're just so goddamn awesome. They really, really are. Because you get battles like this, you know, which actually means something as well, you know. As amazing as this battle was, you know, if this was an online battle, yeah, it's just a cool online battle, but it wasn't just an online battle, right? This was for Darren's kingdom, you know. This is him pushing into Parthia, and if he loses this, then this throws him back, you know, 20, 30 turns of him having to rebuild his armies, Parthia then assaulting his lands, coming in, liberating and attacking his cities. Also, the soldiers that died in this battle as well, obviously then has to be replenished from his frontier towns, and when you take towns as well, they don't necessarily have a great population, so your advancement into enemy territory isn't very good either, because you're having to worry about auxiliary soldiers and other infantry. So as I said, you know, there's like every single thing in this battle does really, really matter. And here we go. Darren is going for his one last push. There's only 4 minutes left of this battle, and Darren is simply just going to go all out right now. He's going to charge in and just try and break my lines as best he can. And as I said, that cavalry unit scares me so much because I know for a fact that my men just aren't very good. And if one unit starts to rout, 2 units rout, it's over. My entire army will just rout with like 300 men because these guys just aren't disciplined soldiers. Also, I believe a few of Darren's infantry do also have some chevrons as well, which definitely helps. It boosts morale by 3 or 4 pips, and that comes in clutch, you know, when you are being surrounded. You just hold that little bit longer that you wouldn't normally do. Again here, you know, Darren obviously has his hoplites, and I have nothing to really kill this hoplite unit as Parthia. Probably a unit I should have maybe tried to focus down with my horse archers when I have them at the beginning of a battle. It's crazy to think back as well how the battle started. It feels like a completely different battle now that we're into the city fighting, right? But this truly has been the greatest Parthian assault. And here we go. Darren's going to be coming into the kind of side front of my unit, and that's not going to be good. My morale is still holding, but yeah, I'm shaken. Darren's morale is also so bad as well, and I just need to hold for another couple more minutes. Men, hold the line. I'm bringing up some more of my. I'm bringing up my general as well, who isn't actually a proper general. He's a garrison general, which kind of sucks. And Darren's going to be using his cavalry just to hammer and anvil me. Over on his left-hand side as well, my numbers are getting extremely thin. I still have a couple of my archers even having to go in right now, trying to keep the Morians at bay. It's also just looks amazing as well right here. You know, it does look very, very cool. Again, Darren's going to be coming in any second now to hit me in the side. I'm bringing over, I'm committing more men over here as I think I just lost a unit right now. Darren's pushing in his hoplites. He's trying to pull his hoplites through, which is effective because it means they get into combat and they do a lot of damage. However, he's also going to be taking casualties here doing this, I'm hoping. As yeah, he's just trying to rout me here. Yeah, he's actually just bringing his soldiers forward, and because I don't have enough depth in my army, he's going to be able to surround me. That was a really nice move there by Darren. I didn't actually notice that during the battle. I thought that cavalry charge just routed me, but no, he just dragged his units forward. You know, really risky pay, because as you can see, they are actually steady. This unit, if I would have had anything better, I could have routed this unit of hoplites as he tried to break through, and you know, he is very close to breaking because of that. However, because he dragged his men through and he managed to kind of find his way through my formation, he managed to rout this entire side, and that just kind of opened the floodgates of the battle. And now Darren is just going to simply come in. I'm throwing in my last Parthian unit, which was kind of guarding this part into the battle. Yeah, that won him the battle right there. If he did not drag that unit forward, he would have lost that for sure. And this heavy phalanx unit was so close to routing as well. So if that didn't get through, that would have been over and the battle would have been lost. So we'll just triple speed now. Darren does win this battle, but I mean, my God, what a battle that was. That was absolutely insane. That was probably the greatest Parthian battle of all time. I'll say that. I'll throw down the gauntlet right now. Show me a greater Parthian battle. I'm sure you probably could, where people are tryharding a bit more, but you know, stuff like that is just so awesome because there's so much weight to them, you know. That battle was so important for Darren to win. And it was just really, really awesome. But as you can see, he lost over 4,000 men. Considering he outnumbered me 2-1 in that battle, you know, I feel like I killed a ton. Killed over 4,000 men in that battle. You know, I kind of cut down half of his army right there. He's going to be, you know, suffering pretty heavily. I killed his elephants. You know, I did some pretty deadly damage to some of his infantry. I don't think I killed the general. I think I killed... Maybe I killed this general, but I believe I didn't kill his other... No, I don't think I did kill his general. No, maybe I did. No, yeah, from what I remember, actually. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I killed one of his generals, but I didn't kill this guy called Mad Hav. And this dude right here is an absolute mad lad. He's like come close to death like 5 times in our campaign, and he is just still holding on. He's a really good commander for Darren, and it's like kind of my goal to kill this guy. Because in the campaign, when me and Darren come to fight, having generals at a high rank is going to be huge because they give such big bonuses to the army and also to their unit as well. So having a great general is really important. And obviously the fact that I'm killing Darren's generals are even more important because it means they just can't level up as much as, say, my generals who are winning clean victories against the Egyptians and the Galatians and stuff like that. So because of that, you know, I'm actually kind of, you know, pulling ahead on my generals, which is quite nice. You know, I feel like I'm quite adequate at making my generals actually pretty decently high ranks, which is nice. But there we have it. What a battle that was. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Also, make sure you go ahead and join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 PM GMT. It is definitely worthwhile to come and check out these battles because they are just amazing. And the campaign is definitely heating up right now. Darren's basically, you know, finishing up his conquest of Bactria. I think Bactria and Parthia both have 1 town left each. And then Darren will be looking his eyes against the Seleucids or the Ashturban or just whoever else he wants to try and take on. I am currently invading Egypt, and then after Egypt, I'll be looking to take on Pontus, who kind of hold the major parts of Asia Minor, and obviously down in Egypt, there's a lot of territory down there as well we have to worry about. So, yeah, it's going to be one hell of a engagement. You know, lots of exciting stuff happening in the future because Egypt do have quite a few armies as well to fight. So yeah, make sure to go ahead and tune in. I'll see you guys next time and fish out.